Hey, alright. I told, like, absolutely nobody that I was streaming today. I, like, skipped last week. Ugh. I'm also, like, using a totally not normal thumbnail, so if nobody shows up, that's, like, my fault. Ugh. Anywho, let's see. Hey, what is up, John Ty? Oh, wait, I didn't do the thing yet. There we go. What's up, John Ty? I promise this isn't vodka. It's just water. I'm not an alcoholic yet. Damn. Dude, it's so weird seeing the title in, like, triple digits. I did not expect to get this far. Like, holy crap. It's like a weird milestone to hit. Yeah. Fuck, how many comments have I talked about in 100 episodes? I mean, I had to pick the week where not really much came out to do a 100th episode, did I? That was that's a flub on my part, but I don't know. What did you read this week? I mean, like, a lot came out this week. Just, I don't know. I didn't buy a lot this week. Actually, I only really got, like, 3 comics. I got Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin #2. I got Kneel Before Zod #5. 5? Yeah, 5. I didn't read issue 3 or 4. No, I read issue 3. Issue 3 was really good. I didn't read issue 4, so I gotta check this out. Dude looks like Zorro. Like, just caught him in a back alley or a bathroom or something. Gave him that. Or I guess it'd be for the. I don't know. This is why I'm not Zorro. I'd fuck up the whole sword logo thing. Have you read... Oh, what's up, Josiah? Have you read Unstoppable Doom Patrol? I read the first, like, couple issues of it, and I thought it was, like, kind of fun, and then I fell off. Doom Patrol is weird for me. I feel like a lot of writers get stuck in Nostalgiaville with the Doom Patrol. Either you get someone who is like a total degenerate who's a Grant Morrison fanboy or fangirl, and they're just nostalgic for whatever the fuck Grant Morrison did. Or you get Mark Waid, who's just nostalgic for everything from the 70s, and he really likes Doom Patrol from the 60s and 70s. So it I don't know. Doom Patrol, I think, is sort of fated to just spin its wheels, but I liked what I read of Unstoppable Doom Patrol, but it was more of the let's take it back to Grant Morrison kind of vibe, which I think is, you know, I'd like for us to progress past that if we could. Let's do something new with the Doom Patrol if that's possible. I mean, if you can do it with the X-Men, if we can, like, somehow do new stuff with the X-Men every, like, 10 years, we can definitely do something new with the Doom Patrol every, like, 10 or so years. It's not immediately a dig at the X-Men for being a ripoff of the Doom Patrol, but, like, it kind of also is. Jean Grey gritty reboot, dick riding Wolverine. That's just Ultimate X-Men. Who I fucking love teasing my my coworker about. He's a big X-Men fan, and I just love fucking with him about how much I love Ultimate X-Men. He's like, no, that's wrong. Oh man, Jean Grey, like, cheats on Cyclops with Wolverine like 3 issues in. Fucking I salute you, Mark Miller, having the balls to do what no other writer could do. Gentai says, I finished reading all of the Bendis run of Uncanny X-Men. I really enjoyed it. After reading all of it, I am on Team Cyclops. Cyclops was right. Cyclops is always right. So, yeah. I remember liking the Bendis run. I was reading that in real time, I think. Because a lot of that material sort of like collides with what was happening in the Ultimate Universe. Because there's a crossover where Miles Morales gets stuck in the 616 universe before Secret Wars, and he has to team up with the young time-traveling X-Men, but also like the young time-traveling X-Men meet up with the Ultimate X-Men, which is really weird. Or maybe I'm butchering that. Maybe, I don't know. That book crossed over with a lot of shit. That book crossed over with like Guardians of the Galaxy. It crossed over with like all the other X-Men books. It crossed over with the Avengers. It crossed over with Ultimate Spider-Man. I don't know. But I like vividly remember Jean Grey and like Ultimate Jean Grey touching each other, or I guess touching themselves. I'm not gonna say that ever again. But like they did like the little ET touch, and then they like saw each other's histories. And I'm pretty sure that was like the tail end of Bendis' run before Secret Wars reboots everything, but not really. That was a really good era. I read the shit out of that. That's when I was like still pretending to be an X-Men fan. It's weird. Scott acts like he always did, but everyone acts like he's the bad guy. Do not get me started on Schism. All of that Cyclops is wrong. Scott, you're being such a monster. You're being so horrible right now. All of that comes from Schism, which makes no sense. That book is really stupid. I remember thinking, holy shit, Civil War is bad. And then reading Schism going, oh wow, no, this is actually significantly worse. Just such a weird book that I just don't think understands any of those characters. Like there's that whole thing where Scott is like the whole problem. The problems arise when Scott tells a bunch of like teenage mutants to like if they like they're afraid of being stuck in like a hostage situation, but there's like other people who are like there that they can rescue, and they're like, should we run or should we fight? And then Scott's like, well, if you want to run, you should run, but like if you can fight, you should definitely fight. And then Wolverine's like, they're kids, you can't have them fight. And it's like, hold the fuck up. Hold on a second. What's going on here? What's going on here? Scott was literally raised as like a child soldier by Xavier. Like that's the entire point of the Xavier Institute, like teaching children how to like defend themselves and protect others. Scott did nothing out of the ordinary as far as an X-Men book was concerned. And then like had to have Wolverine of all people be like, you're being mean to these kids, and these kids should be kids. Wolverine, the classic protector of children and child innocence. Okay. Dude, Schism is just so bad. Oh yeah, no, just why did you have to bring me back there? Why did you do that? You know, Scott did nothing wrong. Cyclops was right. Always has been. Have you read The Deviant? No. I like read that wrong originally. I thought you said, have you used DeviantArt? And I was like, yes, I have. Please don't find my account. It's awful. Let's see. Well, Deviant. Oh, this looks pretty cool. It's like demonic Santa Claus. So like the polar opposite of Grant Morrison and Dan Moore's Klaus. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, that's some like creepypasta shit. Who wrote this? James Tinian the Fourth? Of course. Of course. And Joshua Hickson. Who you is and what have you done? Oh, you did World Tree. Oh, okay. I liked what I read of World Tree. I thought the art was pretty good in that. Okay, well, I haven't read The Deviant, but I'll definitely check it out. Yo, what is up, guys? Hey, Adam. Morrison v. Way, which Doom Patrol do you like better? Ooh, I guess by default, I like Way's better, because I've finished Daniel Way's. I haven't finished Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol. I only have volume 1 of it. Just because those trades are expensive. That's like 99% of the reason why like I haven't finished really any run. Comics are expensive, and then I try to read all of it, and then I don't. Like actually right now I'm trying to finish Mark Waid's run on the Flash, but I got a bit of a hiccup with volume 7 in that series. I did shell out the like $80 for volume 7. Just gonna try to not think about that, but I did buy that, so now I can finally finish Mark Waid's run on the Flash, and then I mean I already fucking read through Jeff Johns' run on the Flash. I read that as it was coming out, so I guess that's like what 12 years worth of Flash comics that I've got under my belt. Feeling pretty confident about that. I like that a lot. I think that might be like the only. No, that's a lie. I have the entirety of John Byrne's run on Superman. I've read all that. But I think my Flash collection might be like the most extensive collection I have. So far, I'm gonna try to get the rest of the Iron Man series by Salvador LaRocca and Matt Fraction, because I remember loving the shit out of that as it was coming out. It was like the one book that didn't treat Tony Stark like he was the spawn of Satan after Civil War, which I still stand by that Tony was right, because he was. I think a lot of people read Civil War with like DC Comics sensibilities, and they forget that they're reading a comic book that takes place in the Marvel Universe when talking about Civil War. But this is not like a Peachy Keen sort of let's go on an adventure kind of world. This is a world where Sentinels exist, and this is a world where like Spider-Man is shot at by the cops every 5 seconds because he's like a person of key interest in like several high-profile murders. Yeah, in that kind of world, in that context, like Tony's right. Tony was absolutely right. I don't know that. I'm not sure if I'm like ripping open an old wound here, but Tony was right in Civil War. Gerard Way, Doom Patrol equals Morrison simpin. I mean, yeah. It is. What about it? It's good. Hello, Adam. I got a bunch of trades the last 2 months. I'm going on a reading spree. Dude, fight the power. Read like your life depends on it. Ultimate Wolverine quote. Yo, Magneto, I doggy style cloud your wife and your kids ain't really yours. Oh. I feel like my next YouTube short... You know what? Fuck it. That's my next YouTube short. It's gonna be about, Hey guys, did you know that in the Ultimate Universe, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver actually aren't Magneto's children. And, Wanda made herself come when she was like a teenager, and she calls the dinosaurs on the Savage Land. And Pietro was like, that's cool, I'm gonna make you come again. And Wolverine just watched from the bushes. Oh, fuck. The Ultimate Universe. What the hell? I love it. I'm like the biggest defender of the Ultimate Universe, but like sometimes there are just things where I'm like, this is a fever dream. This is somebody's like poorly disguised fetish. And I respect it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you're putting yourself out there. That demands respect, I guess, in some sense. Cyclops is my favorite leader of all fiction. He takes account of trying to maintain order of 2 entire races. Despite how there's no clear future, he fights while taking care of his own. Based. Cyclops is the Kendrick Lamar of the Marvel Universe. I'm here for it. Josiah says, oh, what do you think about Gerard Way as a writer in general? I think he's really good. I mean, he's late as shit. He can't turn in the script to save his life one time, but like, yeah, he's really good. Tevia says, just got out of the Mobile Gundam Seed Freedom movie. That was interesting. Oh, cool. I haven't touched Gundam with a 30-foot pole. I know Ziggy Gamma is always talking about it, and he's always trying to get me to watch Iron-Blooded Orphans. I watched like the first like 2 episodes, and I was like, this is like kind of cool, but also like kind of cringe. And I'm leaning more towards the cringe here, so I I haven't gone back to it. But I've seen clips from it, and the clips are fucking amazing. So I guess maybe it just gets better if you keep watching it. It's like a 2 girls 1 cup situation. You just gotta trick yourself into thinking it's good, and then you eventually love it. I don't know. Any opinion on Grant Morrison's Action Comics run? Yeah, it's fucking great. It is it's the best run on Superman of the 20th century so far, or 21st century so far. I don't know. Those are fighting words, but I feel that strongly about it. As far as I'm concerned, it is the origin of Superman. Like, you know, love and respect to Birthright, love and respect to Secret Origin. Not really Secret Origin, but like love and respect to John Byrne. Love and respect to all them other niggas out there. But like, as far as I'm concerned, Action Comics by Grant Morrison in the New 52, that is in continuity Superman. That is 21st century Superman. That is Superman's origin as far as I'm concerned. I mean, there's like stuff here and there you gotta like headcanon, like that flight suit, the David Cornsweet flight suit that he has, the James Gunn flight suit. I just headcanon like, you know, that's the classic suit. You know, t-shirt and jeans. He's not wearing t-shirt and jeans. He's wearing the Golden Age outfit. So if I just go back and reread Grant Morrison's Action Comics through that lens, I'm like, yeah, no, it's just regular Superman. This is just Superman. But yeah, no, I love it. It's for me the best run on that character. Yeah, it's the best modern run on Superman. Close second is Philip Kennedy Johnson's run. Would probably be number one if it didn't have like an ending that felt like it got cut off at the knees. But you know, it is what it is. Things being what they are, I hold those two as like the two best runs on Action Comics and just Superman in general. So yeah, Action Comics by Morrison's great. It's weird, I didn't get it when I was a kid. Like, I remember trying to read it and thinking Volume 1 is great, and then everything just, like, the ayahuasca just burned Grant Morrison's brain, his synapses are gone. The fuck's going on in this book? But then you read everything collected, and it's great. It's like, you know, do I have it over there? I have volume 3 down there, but I don't have, shit, I don't know what the other 2 volumes are. But, yeah, no, I love it. It's great. It's fun to go back to and reread. But yeah, I definitely love it. Did you get, the Jeremy Adams Flash run? Like, intellectually? Yeah, I guess. Like, it's, I don't know. I mean, I have most of it. It's really fun. I mean, it's not exactly what I want from the Flash right now. I more so think Cy Spurrier and Mike Deodato Jr. are doing that for me right now. But no, the Jeremy Adams run is really good. I keep saying this. It is exactly what that book needed at the time. Because the Flash, really from Fastest Man Alive, with when Bart Allen took over that book in 2006, from Fastest Man Alive onward, the Flash has just been in like a weird state of, what the fuck are we doing with this book? What are we doing with this character? Why are we making these creative choices? So just, you know, you throw Bart Allen in the costume, and then you have you have Wally and his family brought back unceremoniously after Bart he just gets wrecked. And then that second Mark Waid run is just not it's not as bitchin' as his first run. And he's very clearly just there as like a placeholder writer. And then Jeff Johns flashpoints all over the place. And then we just get like New 52 Flash, which I think starts out pretty cool, but does start to devolve into, hey guys, you remember Flashpoint? Flashpoint. Hey, we're teasing Barry and Iris getting together. Oh, Flashpoint. So you do that for like 6 or 7 years. And then you do the whole like Dr. Manhattan cucked Wally through time and space. And now he's like he's back. And then we're teasing that things are gonna be put back together, and that goes on for like 3 or 4 years. Yeah, Jeremy Adams' run is like kind of milquetoast, and it's just sort of like fun and kind of there. But that book is exactly what the Flash needed. Like just hey, let's just pick up where we left off in like 2005, and let's just have some fun. So yeah, no, it was milk toast, but it's what the Flash book needed, I think. And I'm hearing great things about his run on Green Lantern, so you know. Mateo says the Deviant is kind of like Scream, but with way more gay people. Psychopath is really good and sad. Well, I mean, don't threaten me with a good time. Shit. All right. Let me see if is there a trade out for the Deviant. That's how I mostly read a lot of Image comics these days. I mostly just get the trades. Okay, so it's still coming out. So I guess no trade for a while. But all right, I'll check it out. I like James Tynion IV a lot. I really liked Department of Truth. That was really good. I liked what I read of World Tree. Nice House on the Lake. I have somewhere. My girlfriend read it. She really liked it. So shit, man. Yeah, I'll definitely check out some more James Tynion stuff. James Tynion's one of those dudes who I think my perception of him is unfortunately colored by bad cape shit. I don't think he's a great cape shit writer, but I think he's like an excellent horror writer. So I'm down for more. I'm way down for some more James Tynion horror shit. Supreme Omega, what's up, Supreme? Hot take, but I feel most comic writers struggle to write characters that are female, POC, or LGBTQ even to this day. Even writers such as people like Johns and Morrison. Yeah, I mean, I'm POC, but like I'm not like LGBT, so I can't speak to that demographic, and I'm not female, so I can't speak to that demographic either. But you know what? No, there are definitely some times where like you're reading female characters and you're like, nah, this is definitely a woman with a man coming out of her mouth. Also could have phrased that better, but you know what I meant. Like, I mean, case in point, I don't like picking on them, but like it just sort of is what it is. I think the Tom King Wonder Woman book is definitely a woman by way of like a masculine perception of femininity and strong femininity. And I don't know, I there's even some stuff in Morrison's run on Wonder Woman where I'm like, this is, I mean, it's fetishy and that's like the point, but like it's a little bit of I don't know, just a little but no, I definitely get that. There definitely does seem to be like yeah, no, just a lot of women are approached weird in comics, I've noticed. Like just the more you think about it, it's like, oh, that's kind of weird. And but there also is like a problem with like people writing LGBTQ characters. It's one of those problems where I respect the attempt at trying to be inclusive. I respect the attempt at trying to be experimental in said inclusivity. but just the golden rule of writing. Write people. Characters can be vehicles for ideas. In fact, characters are vehicles for ideas. But when you're writing comics, you're writing people. So, you know, don't approach like a trans character as like the idea of being trans, or a gay person is the idea of being gay, or a lesbian is the idea of lesbianism. You're writing a person first and foremost, and then everything else sort of just follows from there. I think a lot of comic book writers sort of forget that, and it happens with a lot of people of color too. But you know, you live and you learn. These things take time. What about Hickman's Avengers run? I like Hickman's Avengers run. That book tricked me into thinking I gave a shit about reading the Avengers. Well, that and Avengers Earth to Mightiest Heroes. Great TV show. But, you know, the Hickman Avengers run is really good. I have all of that. Yeah, it's really, it's just dope. And then I have Secret Wars. It's also dope. What about Captain America? I thought he was right. I mean, that's fair. If you think Cap was right, I got no bones on you. You good. You're just wrong. Because Cap was very wrong. Cap is written like such a like a he's just written like an idiot in that book. He's just loud and angry and obnoxious, and this is how you can tell this book is written by someone who's not an American, because Mark Miller is just waving the freedom. I got the American flag, and I believe in freedom. That is literally Captain America's entire characterization in Civil War. He's such an idiot. It's I mean, if you're down with freedom, I mean, cool, but like there's an element of pragmatism that must be that must be at the very least entertained. If you're having like a freedom versus security conversation, especially within that context. But I don't know. Iron Man was right. Iron Man was like 1,000,000% right. Wally West Flash gritty reboot. If Johns kept its consequences, divorced with dead kids. Shit, now that sounds like Animal Man. Question, what about Civil War 2? What about Civil War 2? Fuck that book. That thing is awful. Adam says, my greatest comic book feat I had, aside from meeting Stan Lee and him telling me Spider-Man is his favorite son, was getting Messenger Loeb's autograph collection of his Flash run. That's a flex. That's a serious flex. I guess like my Stan Lee flex is I met him at AwesomeCon, and he rolled over my foot in his like little scooter. So I got that going for me. Trying to think, what's another flex? I met Frank Miller in the bathroom. I'm always gonna pound that drum. I met Frank Miller in the bathroom at Baltimore Comic Con. That's all I need. I'm not paying $500 to have you sign your name on something. I'll just look at you in the bathroom awkwardly. Yeah. I met Gene Yang. That's a flex. You know, he's really sweet. He's really cool. What's another flex I got? I met Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. I like showed his son or grandson, I think, where to get some like really good crabs. So, you know, I hooked up the Garcia Lopez family line with some good crabs. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have like great comic flexes. But I met a lot of cool people. I met Lee Weeks, and he was drawing the Hulk. He's doing like a commission, and then my girlfriend said, "Draw nipples on the Hulk." She's very passionate about the Hulk having nipples, and Lee Weeks thought we were very weird, but yeah, that was pretty. That was pretty fun. We got to freak out Lee Weeks, so that's my flex. Tony was acting like a villain in Civil War. No, no. You're entitled to your opinion, but no. Tony was right. See, 1610 hashtag Tony was right. Absolutely. I don't buy Peter Parker siding with Iron Man. Well. Normally, I agree. But reading, okay. J. Michael Straczynski's run on Spider-Man plays like a big it plays a big role in like serving as context for why Peter is the way he is in Civil War, like why he's making those decisions, how he got there, which is funny because JMS was apparently completely against Peter being on Tony's side, but the way he writes it, it feels so natural. Like, of course Peter would side with Tony now. And like even like rereading it, I felt that way. So I don't know. Peter Parker, like at that point in time, like that specific point in time, I can definitely buy him siding with Tony. It's truly unfortunate how his life turned out before he passed away. Now we got nothing from DC. Oh, Messenger Lobes, yeah. I mean that's the unfortunate reality of working in comics and specifically working for Marvel and DC. They will screw you literally and figuratively. Mark Miller, welcome to the real world of edgy modern comics. If I could do an Alan Moore voice, I would definitely read that in an Alan Moore voice, but I don't have it. I don't have it. It comes off like parody when I speak like Alan Moore. Supreme Omega. The problem with Civil War is almost everyone is out of control. Out of character. Reed would never join Tony's side. Reed always protests against the Mutant Registration Act. Sometimes. Reed will protest it maybe in like the actual Fantastic Four book, but like whenever an X-Men writer writes Reed, he comes off like a Klansman. But that's every Marvel character when they're being written by an X-Men writer. They just come off like bigots for no reason, even if they wouldn't be bigoted. But I don't know. The whole mutant human relations thing really comes down to whoever's writing the book. He says, speaking of the Ultimate Marvel Universe, how do you feel about this new Ultimate Universe? I like it. I mean, it's very different from the original Ultimate Universe. Like the mission statement is very different. Like the original Ultimate Universe was more so like, this is a complete from the ground up like reimagining of the Marvel Universe. Like, this is, for all intents and purposes, a reboot if we ever had the balls to actually commit to a proper reboot. Whereas the new Ultimate Universe is distinctly not that at all. It's an alternate history. This is a universe. It's basically Flashpoint. If Flashpoint got to keep going, that's what the new Ultimate Universe is. So they're just very different things. I like them both equally, but like they're very different things. You know, I don't know what to say. As some of the books go on, I am starting to notice I have ones I like and ones I don't like. Like, I love Ultimate Spider-Man. I think Ultimate Black Panther is really interesting. Ultimate X-Men, I mean, it's fun, it's cool, it's interesting, but it's not X-Men. It's just not X-Men. And I fuck with Peach Momoko a lot. Like, I fuck with her heavy, but it's not really what I want from X-Men. It feels like something that I will really appreciate 10 years from now, reading it in trade, in a way that I just don't appreciate it now. But yeah, I don't know. Time being, my favorite Ultimate Universe books are Spider-Man and Black Panther. Which so far they are the best Spider-Man and Black Panther books that Marvel's putting out right now. Well. This is a close second. Because this is really good. But yeah. Juntai, even in Uncanny X-Men by Bendis, he didn't even want to kill any humans, but everyone still saw him as Magneto. Oh, Scott? Yeah, well, that's because fucking everyone... everyone who wasn't Bendis, I don't think understood that character. All Scott wanted was mutants to stand up to oppression and wanting mutants to not be hunted down like second-class citizens, and they're supposed to see him as the bad guy. Yeah, that was a weird era. I don't know. Also, like, the way the Avengers were written felt out of character. Like Scott has a whole speech where he's like, yeah, you talk about everyone being equal and standing up for what's right, except you didn't do shit in Genosha. You said, fuck mutants, I'm not getting involved in that. And Cap was all like, well, son, we have to do our due diligence and da 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 da. I feel like was that Bendis? Who wrote AVX? I thought that might have been Bendis. With the Phoenix Force 5 and all that shit. Oh my god, Phoenix Force 5. That did happen. Damn, why are you so slow today? Okay, but yeah, written by Brian Michael Bendis. Yeah, I don't know what Bendis was on when he was writing AVX, but Cap just didn't feel like Cap. But Cap also just feels very weird when it comes to like mutants, because I feel like Cap would be, if the Marvel Universe revolves around mutants to the degree that it does, there's just a lot of shit that I feel like Captain America wouldn't really be on board with. And there's a lot of stuff that I feel like would actually just radicalize Cap into being like a full-on like mutant Che Guevara. But we don't do that with Captain America for some reason. So, oh well. I just feel like watching the U.S. government give the A-OK to allow giant robots to hunt down American citizens and throw them in concentration camps, and kill them in the streets or brand them. It's getting some flashbacks to 1941, aren't you, Cap? Yeah, I feel like Steve wouldn't really be on board with that. I feel like he might fucking do something about that, but I don't know. Marvel doesn't have him do anything about the mutant problem, so oh well. I think Jeff Loeb wrote a little bit of it. Do you respect Ultimatum for killing the Ultimate Marvel Universe? I respect Ultimatum for having the balls to kill off key characters, and then I respect the Marvel Universe even more for having the balls to keep them characters dead, and then we just progress the world from there. So yeah, I respect Ultimatum in that sense. The book itself is some proper dog shit, but yeah, no, I think Ultimatum's on a concept level, it's pretty cool. And Cyclops was right. Yes, he was. Cyclops is always right because he's Cyclops. Dude, thank God for X-Men 92. I don't know how long I could have held out. Dude, so many people are like now finally seeing the light, and that Cyclops is the best X-Man. Oh, it's been so long. I no longer have to fight. Everyone just agrees that Cyclops is awesome now. It feels so good. For Johns, he's good at writing female characters he himself created, such as Stargirl and Jessica Cruz. He sucked at writing Ravager and Cassie in his Teen Titans run. That's what I hear. And I haven't read Stargirl yet. That's a book that I want to read after I read Starman. Feels kind of misogynist saying that out loud, but I do want to read the James Robinson Starman book. Especially after having read JSA The Golden Age. So I really want to check out Starman by James Robinson, and then check out Stargirl like after that. It's a legacy thing. It's legacy. Not misogynist. It's just about legacy. She just has to wait her turn. Oh, sweet! I'll check it out after I watch the Gundam movie, eventually. Cyclops was right even before AVX. Preach! With Hope Summers using the Phoenix Force to repopulate the Earth with mutants in the X-Men event Second Coming. Yeah, you're fucking right. Scott was right. Also, funny story, not comics related, but I got kicked out of church this past Sunday because I kept saying "Hail Jesus." I probably shouldn't tell you this, but like you should go back to church and scream "Hail Esau," which I'm like, I think that's what Jesus' actual name was. Like, I mean, it's because of the whole like theology thing, but like I always feel weird calling Jesus because it's like the name that the Roman soldiers who crucified him gave him to like mock him as he's dying slowly. He's fucking crucified. Like Jesus is like a shortened term for like son of Zeus or whatever the fuck. So it just feels weird calling Jesus that. I don't know. It just feels a little weird. Tivius says, do you believe Grant Morrison's Action Comics run in the New 52 would have stand the test of time if it didn't get destroyed by other writers who had no idea what to do with New 52 Superman. I mean, I think it stands the test of time still. And there were other writers who did really good jobs with New 52 Superman, like the Superman Wonder Woman book by Tony Daniel and Peter Tomasi. That was great. The Superman Unchained by Scott Snyder and Jim Lee, also really fucking good. The Action Comics follow-ups were pretty decent too. Like the Andy Diggle run with Tony Daniel was great. Well, not great, but it was really good. It was really fun. And then there was the Greg Pak run with Aaron Cooter. That started out great. I mean, it sort of got held up in some editorial bullshit with like Super Doom and Doomsday and all that. So that was what that was. Also, just sort of painfully ironic to read after Grant Morrison had that whole run with Super Doom. A corporate created anti-hero who is Superman but also Doomsday. It's a commentary on how DC doesn't know how to treat their characters, and then you follow that up in literally having Superman become Doomsday. It's almost like it's on purpose at a certain point. But even with that, you had the whole DCU era where like Superman is riding a motorcycle across the world, and he's leaping tall buildings in a single bound, and he's getting into street fights with the cops, and protecting peaceful protesters. I don't know. New 52 Superman had a lot of bangers. It was actually not bad. I think people just hated it because Comic Pop told people to hate it. Not throwing Sal or anyone under the bus, but just like I feel like there was a lot of internet fervor surrounding New 52 Superman, where everyone's like, it's bad because it's New 52. Even though I swear to God, I feel like a lot of people don't. I feel like there are so many people who they hated the shit out of New 52 Superman just from the get-go, but they forgot how bad Superman was before New 52 started. So just, I don't know, man. Dude, I was there. Everything after Final Crisis is just a fucking nightmare. I don't like, and there are people who try to tell themselves, no, it was great. No, it wasn't. What are you talking about? No, Grant Morrison's Batman was great. That was great. Literally everything else was on fire and was confusing and or stupid. So, no, New 52 seemed like the right course of action to go. I don't know. But yeah, no, there was actually a lot of really good New 52 Superman stuff. I feel like people just like to shit on it because, well, at the time people shat on it because it wasn't the post-crisis universe, which had at that point just completely fucked itself into oblivion. But I don't know, whatever. I'll remain a staunch New 52 Superman defender. Supreme says, for Morrison, I don't think they ever got Lois, and reading old Batman and X-Men stuff, I have issues with their take on Talia, Kathy Kane, and Emma. Ironically, Whedon wrote a better Emma. I think Morrison gets Lois really well. The problem with Lois Lane is that, just historically, she's a cunt. she's just a cunt. She's unlikable. Lois Lane is like just a straight up like unlikable person until John Byrne fixes her. quite frankly. But yeah, outside of that, I still really like Grant Morrison's take on Talia. I still love the retcon that that's her father's daughter. You know, uh, you, you think being a bastard piece of shit ends with Raish? No, all of his kids are monsters, and Talia's no different. I like that idea. Um, I don't know. The Kathy Kane thing I thought was sort of funny. I didn't read that as like Morrison's take on femininity. I took that as Morrison shitting on like the government and how it'll take credit for all of the like blood, sweat, and tears that everyone else put forward in trying to do something wonderful. And then they sweep in. They swoop in and go like, "We did it. We fixed everything." Not the government. I think it was a private corporation. I think she worked for, but like still, you know, the man. That's how I took Grant Morrison's depiction of Kathy Kane. I don't remember Whedon's Emma. But there's like also just a lot that I don't remember about Whedon's run on X-Men because it didn't click with me the same way that Morrison's run clicked with me growing up. But yeah, I buy that. Whedon's really good at writing female characters. He's better with women in fictional settings than he is with women in real life. That's for sure. Golden Age Wonder Woman, Spanky Time. Oh, Professor Marsden was definitely a man of culture. I can say that. Personally, for me, I love Superman Rebirth way more than Grant Morrison's Action Comics. That's fair. I'm in the opposite camp, but you know that's to each his own. Jeff Johns' Superman Rebirth. Remember Pre-Nifty 2, Dan DiDio? Shut the fuck up, Johns. Yeah. Tevia says, I personally love Jeremy Adams' Flash run. It's really awesome. It's everything that book needed to be. It's fun. There's nothing else there, but it is fun. Some degree still other two Superman writers that understood what Morrison was going for. Yeah, no, there were a lot of really good New 52 writers who got what Morrison was putting. They were picking up what Morrison was putting down with New 52 Action Comics, and that book was just really good. In fact, I think a lot of the Super Family books were really good. I mean, the Superboy book was actually some trash, but outside of that, like Superman was really good. Supergirl was probably one of the best New 52 books out there. Also, I liked how the New 52 managed to streamline like 70 plus years worth of Superman continuity, retcons, reboots, and reimaginings into like one streamlined history. Like they made it work. Like they took the best elements of like every version of Krypton up until Superman issue 500, and then even some of the like weird John Byrne shit, and some of the retro futuristic stuff that Mark Waid tried to implement in Birthright. So like just taking all that weird Krypton lore, taking like making all of the Supergirls just one character. Like Laura, like fuck, I don't remember her name, but like you take Kara Zor-El, Linda Danvers, that's what I was thinking of. You take Kara, you take Linda, you take Matrix, you take all of these characters, you smush them together, and you make one character. And the only other thing that would have made it like perfect is if you omitted all the Power Girl shit. Just get rid of Power Girl completely and just say, yeah, Power Girl is just Supergirl as an adult from the future. Perfect. Perfect. That's all. That's all you need. That's all I need. But beyond that, like, yeah, I think the way they approached Krypton in a very streamlined fashion was great. Like all the stuff they did with like the Kryptonian language, the ongoing joke of having Kryptonians run into Superman and then Superman get excited and try to talk to them in Kryptonese, and they're like, "You sound like a fucking foreign exchange student. Like, what? You're butchering our language. You may as well not speak it at all." Like I thought that was great. So there's a lot of really good New 52 Superman stuff. I think people just went into New 52 wanting to hate Superman and like all of the new stuff there. There was a lot of New 52 had a lot of problems, but it also did a lot right. Like I can't pretend like they didn't. Also in John's, I know you like his run on Wally, but another criticism I felt kind of sidelined the supporting cast, especially Linda. And didn't. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, I mean, you're right. He did. I don't know. I still liked it though, but I noted. I got you, but I still like it. Jeremy Adams Flash, second Mark Waid Flash run all over again. I mean, basically, that's what it was. Superman Rebirth is vanilla flavor ice cream, and Action Comics by Morrison is cookies and cream ice cream. Yeah, cookies and cream with like the extra Oreos like sprinkled on top with a little bit of the cinnamon sticks like snipped on there. Yes, absolutely. Not snipped, shaved. You can't eat cinnamon. That will kill you. James Tynion equals Cullen Bunn, aka boring as fuck. Really? You don't like James Tynion? I like James Tynion. He's really good. Cullen Bunn, I think, is hit or miss, but it depends on what he's doing. The whole LGBTQ thing still makes no sense to me. Okay, well, there are people. Some people are heterosexual, some men like women, some women like men, some men like men, some men like men, some men want to be women, and then, or they identify as women, and then they transition and become women, and some women transition and become men, and then there are people who don't identify as either man or woman. They identify as something else, like the gender spectrum. So I hope that helps. Let's see. Because of the whole Tim Drake. Oh, sorry. I mean, yeah. That's what you meant. Okay. Well, in that case, then yeah, that's just writers and editors trying to play the representation card and not knowing how to do that, and having the subtlety and nuance of a napalm enema and their attempt at trying to do LGBTQ representation. It's pretty bad. Major look cringe. Miller and Hitch's Justice League Earth 1 in development hell. ¿Qué puestos? What the fuck are you talking about? Justice League Earth 1? Wow. 5 years ago. Can't wait for Justice League Earth 1. Holy shit. Yeah, first of all, this book's never coming out. But I didn't know that Brian Hitch and Mark Miller were making it. Wait, are you making an Ultimates joke? Oh. I fell for it. Shit. You got me. You got me. But no, that would be really cool. I'd fuck with a Mark Miller and Brian Hitch Justice League book. I mean, it would basically just be Jupiter's Legacy, I think, but still really good. Which, by the way, I'm fucking beyond excited that Jupiter's Legacy has its conclusion like this year. I mean, it was supposed to come out like last year. Actually, no, it was supposed to finish 2 years ago, but between Big Game and everything else, Mark Miller got a little sidetracked, and that's fair. But yeah, I'm glad that's finally coming out. Jupiter's Legacy, as far as I'm concerned, is like the best Justice League book that we've gotten since Morrison. It just is. It is. So I don't know. I fuck with it heavy. Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and Justice League. The show's so good, it makes you think the comics are too. Dude, I stand by that. Like, I've really tried to read the Avengers. That shit is rough to read. It's so hard. Oh man. Like, Ultron Unlimited is really fun. Avengers Forever is a love letter that I can feel the passion for the Avengers in. But no, I try to go back and I try to read like classic Avengers, and it's just not fucking good. It's just really bad. So like watching Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes is like, holy shit, you managed to make the Avengers fun. How? And Justice League is the same way. Like, I mean, granted, they're using Grant Morrison's template for the Justice League, so that definitely helps like a great deal, because I think Grant Morrison's Justice League is probably like one of like the 4 Justice League runs that are good. Like the Silver Age stuff, I've tried. It's just, it's cute, it's fun, it's quirky, and I'm glad I did read some of that stuff, because Morrison and Howard Porter are definitely calling back to a lot of it in their run on JLA, but it's I wouldn't call it good. There's a reason why as soon as Fantastic Four drops on the scene, everyone's like, fuck DC. Marvel all the way. Like, there's a reason for that. So yeah, Justice League is not great. Silver Age Justice League is not great. I've tried to read a lot of Bronze Age Justice League. It's also not good. People swear by Justice League International. I couldn't stand it. I just couldn't. So there's Morrison's run. That's really good. The Mark Waid follow-up is pretty good too. Justice by Alex Ross and dude who wrote Earth X, Jim Kruger. That book is fantastic. Probably one of the best Justice League stories ever written. Um, the Snyder Cut is really good. Like, I don't know. There's not a lot of great Justice League shit out there. So the way that show just manages to make the Justice League like cool and fun is kind of amazing. I don't know. That's my hot take on the Justice League, I guess, and the Avengers for that matter. Oh shit. Tim Drake and Connor Kent gritty reboot, gay romantic comedy. Don't give DC ideas. You're gonna give DC ideas. Which, to be fair though, that's not really giving DC ideas. I think everyone already had that idea, and then DC just sort of like fumbled it. But it is what it is. Question: if they made Connor Kent Superboy gay, how would you feel about that? I'd feel like it's about damn time, but also a bit redundant because you did this with the wrong Superboy, with John Kent the first time around, so that'd just be tacky at that point. I don't know. John Ty says, even Superman Smashes the Klan is a better story than Superman Rebirth. That was a kid's book. Everyone's turning against Superman Rebirth. Look, it's not bad. It's Superman Rebirth is in the same boat that like the Jeremy Adams Flash run was, where it's just what that book needed at the time. Like I don't think Philip Kennedy Johnson's run on Action Comics is like fucking brilliant. I don't think you can get that book coming out of everything that was going on with Superman at the time, though. I mean, personally, I wouldn't have taken that direction with Superman Rebirth. I would have just stopped doing weird shit with Superman and just have writers write Superman good. I would have just done that for Superman Rebirth. Just, you know, just write good Superman. Editors maybe take a step back and just let your writers cook. That's what I would have done. But they had to do this weird bullshit where like you brought back post-crisis Superman, but he's technically pre-crisis Superman, who's a post-crisis variant. Because Crisis never happened, because they stopped Crisis after Convergence because time dilation or whatever the fuck. No. I just would have done that. So fucking stupid, but whatever. 90s Superman at Earth's End is better than Superman Rebirth. Jesus. Okay, y'all are just fucking around. Question: do you believe if Civil War 2 was an actual sequel to the first Civil War and didn't do the whole stupid precog bullshit, would it have succeeded or failed? I mean, I don't know. That's a hard question. Because like the actual sequel to Civil War is Matt Fraction's run on Iron Man, and yeah, that's the actual sequel to Civil War. Well, there's the book that comes before that, which is Iron Man, Director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then you get into the stuff with Matt Fraction and Salvador LaRocca. But yeah, those are like the real sequels to Civil War, and they're actually really fucking good. So yeah, I don't think doing the whole precog thing just after Civil War 2, I'm not sure how that would have fared, but like it depends on who would have been the writer and artists at the time. Granted, it's like a post 2007 era Marvel comic event, so it probably would have just been Bendis and maybe Lionel Yu doing it, because they were like the big ship steerers at the time, even though it really shouldn't have been Bendis and Mark Miller for that matter. It really should have been those guys. It should have been like Ed Brubaker and Matt Fraction and all those guys. They should have had the role that Bendis and Mark Miller had, but I digress. That's fucking what? How many years ago were those creative decisions made? Like, no use crying over that spilled milk. Adam says, I will forever have respect for Messenger Lobes. That man literally wrote arguably the best Flash run ever with one arm. Yeah. I wish DC would do a better job of like collecting it. But I feel that way about the Flash in general. Like I don't know why like at this point the Carrie Bates run hasn't been collected in completion. It really should be. Damn, y'all just ripping Superman Rebirth a brand new asshole. Holy shit. The new X-Men book is basically Persona with mutants. Yeah, it is. Actually, shit, you're right, it is. I gotta actually hand that to Ziggy Gamma and see what he thinks about that. He's a big Persona fan. The new Ultimate X-Men book confuses me. It does me. It confuses me too. I really want to go back and reread Ultimate Invasion, because I don't think I have a handle on how mutants are being approached in the 6160 Marvel Universe. Marvel tried to reboot in the 90s. They did, and some of that stuff didn't work. Some of it I thought worked pretty well, but for the most part, a lot of it didn't work. Bendis and Miller said Avengers vs. X-Men and Civil War was a response to be an original Ultimate Universe story. You know what? I remember reading somewhere that Civil War was supposed to be Ultimates 3, and then Joe Quesada was like, no, do it over here. Which is funny, because as soon as Mark Miller went back to the Ultimate Universe, he just did Civil War between Nick Fury's Ultimates and Carol Danvers' Ultimate Avengers, so that was... I mean, it all led up to Civil War regardless. But yeah, no, I still think it would have been a better idea to have like a proper Ultimates 3. Also, it just would have been like interesting to see what that book would have looked like, because when Mark Miller goes back to the main, or not main, but goes back to the Ultimate Universe, he is reacting to a very different political climate in America, using those characters to act as commentary on like US politics at the time, because Ultimates 1 and Ultimates 2 are just straight up like just mooning George W. Bush and the Bush administration. And then you get like Civil War, which is like even more like in your face about post 9/11 Bush era politics. But yeah, by the time you get to Ultimate Avengers, that's just nothing but making fun of Obama for being the drone strike king. So, uh, yeah, no, like I'm and also like the whole thing with like we're change. We're changing America by changing absolutely nothing. Everything's the exact same. It's just a different set dressing, and we're saying it's different. Yeah, no, all of that is just Mark Miller shitting on the Obama administration at that point. So it would have been interesting to see what Mark Miller's take on like a proper Ultimates 3 would have been, but I don't know. Yeah, real Captain America would have done something. Yeah, he would. Yeah, he absolutely would have. If writers actually let Captain America cook, Genosha wouldn't have happened. Wasn't that Greg Pak run with the New 52 Superman connected to the Truth arc? It was, and like, Truth was really bad, but all the stuff that Greg Pak wrote with, again, Aaron Kuder doing the art was really good. It was actually really good. So I don't know. Yeah, the horrible New 52 Superboy, which is a train wreck. Yeah, that New 52 Superboy book was really bad. The best part about it was the Shane Davis art. That's like the best thing I can say about it. Comic Pop and a lot of comic book YouTubers with clout manipulate everyone to thinking their perspective. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I fell for a lot of stuff growing up too. There's a lot of really bad takes that Linkara has that I absolutely internalized growing up, and then deprived myself of reading actually like great comics because Linkara was like, it's bad. It happens. It is what it is. Do you like Dennis O'Neil and Mike Barr's take on Talia? Yes, I do. Well, Dennis O'Neil's Talia always felt to me like just a daddy's girl. And Mike Barr's take on Talia is daddy's girl plus I'm also a fucking badass. I could kick her ass. I could fucking one up. But also I'm a daddy's girl. Daddy's girl. Yeah, no, I like those takes. I think they're like really kind of cool. As like femme fatale sort of love interest for Batman. But I really like how Grant Morrison just fucking rolls the ball even further and is like, actually, children aren't that far off from their parents. And Talia is a fucking monster. I like that approach a lot. But no, I don't dislike the Dennis O'Neil and Mike Barr take on Talia. Lois equals a girl with military, or girls with military dads. Yeah, except Lois in like the Silver Age is just an asshole, and the Golden Age, especially like Golden Age Lois. She's like drugging Clark and like berating him publicly and saying that he's like, you're not a man, pussy. Like she treat like Lois Lane in the Golden Age is literally every woman if women were like the demons that Jordan Peterson and Andrew Tate describe women as being. Like, she's just awful for no fucking reason. Like, it really isn't until John Byrne shows up and like gives that character some much needed humanity. Which is ironic given it's John Byrne. Given some of his takes. But yeah, no, like Lois Lane is just a bad person for like 40 years. And then the 80s comes around and then she's not a bad person. She's like a likable person. Remember when Jimmy Olsen's girlfriend Lucy Lane cucked him For the black guy of the Daily Planet? Huh? Then post-crisis, New Earth. Lostab's like, what the fuck? Wait, when did this happen? I don't remember that. Lucy Lane got with Ron Troop. It's kind of weird because Ron Troop is like, I don't know, like, if Clark and Lois are like ballparking it, like 35, Ron Troop is like at least 40. So if Ron Troop is 40 and Clark and Lois are like 35, Lucy's like 20. That's kind of weird. I don't like that. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Oh wow, no, they did have a kid. Huh. Well, that's just weird. That's just weird. Huh. Well, anyways, that happened. New universe. Who this? Really? Sam Lane freaking out about the kid being black. It's like not the thing that would be on my mind. The thing that's on my mind is my daughter's 20. Ron is like a 50-year-old man. That's weird. But I guess early 2000s comics. My white daughter's getting blacked. I don't know. Weird. She's been reverse colonized. Okay, I'll stop. She's been black labeled. Okay, that was the last one, I promise. Speaking of black label, DC Black Label, Garth Ennis is John Kent, super bastard. Oh, you were fucking with me with the whole, yeah. Well, I mean, that'd also be hilarious. Just John Kent grows up and becomes Homelander. Yeah, that'd be funny. Question, would you bring back New 52 Superboy? Fuck no, I wouldn't. He was awful. Whenever I do binge read on different comic book runs or miniseries I've never read yet, I just take a break from trying to keep up on new comics. I mean, same here. The big thing that I'm trying to get myself psyched up to read is classic X-Men. I really want to try to read some classic X-Men because that's just a big sore spot in my mind, or not my mind, in my library. I also have just like biases against the X-Men that I'm trying to get over. Like, yeah, I always joke about how the X-Men are like just want some faker shit. They're always complaining about how they're like oppressed when they're actually like the most beautiful people in the Marvel Universe. They live in a fucking mansion, and they have like the powers of gods. But like, I'm so oppressed. Man, shut the fuck up. Fuck off. The Morlocks are oppressed. You, Scott Summers, are not oppressed. So no, yeah, I do have some of those biases that I'm trying to get over. So I'm trying to go back and read some of the classic Claremont stuff and some of the Gil Kane era X-Men, which like most of that's collected in trade now with the Epic collections. So, you know, fucking better late than never. I'm glad that Marvel finally jumped on this train, but like, holy shit, it took them forever, didn't it? If only they released these books in order now. That'd be nice. Still waiting on Iron Man Epic Collection Volume 11. I just want access to the ending of Dennis O'Neil's run on Iron Man. Stop gatekeeping it. You fugly bitches. Just fucking print the shit. Jesus. But no, I feel you. I'm definitely on a older comics reading binge myself. Shit. I scrolled too far. Oh, God. Ah, shit. Where was I? Mother, father. Mother or father. I'm just gonna go all the way up here. Okay. I was there, and we talked about Superboy and how New 52 Superboy was bad. God damn it. There we go. Shane the New 52 destroyed the Teen Titans. Yeah, well, to be fair, the Teen Titans were destroyed. Okay, there we go. Reconnection successful. Alright, that's good. Looks like it cut out there for a second. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. Shit, where were we? We're talking about New 52. Yeah, okay, so the New 52 Teen Titans was supposed to be a complete reboot, but post-Crisis New Earth fans and Cartoon Network era fans never gave it a chance. Yeah. Question, speaking of New 52 versus Rebirth, I'm wondering if you ever bought in New 52 Bartor versus Wally West Flash. This kids would have them fight. Is that what Teen Titans was leading up to? Because I wasn't reading New 52 Teen Titans. And yeah, New Avengers by Bendis was really good, especially that first arc. That shit made me care about the Avengers. I get why classic Avengers fans don't like it, but like also classic Avengers fans like classic Avengers, so their opinion is not to be taken seriously. Mark Miller's, Matthew Vaughn's, and Charlie Cox's Superman trilogy. Yeah. Oh, dude, that whole that pitch just sounded awful. Like, what if Superman came to Earth as like an adult because Silver Age Superman was already an adult? That's fucking no. That was not good. I did not like that at all. All hail the modern ages of comics. It's completely contrarian to the comics haters. Nice, I like it. Oh, good night, Tevya. Any opinion on the Tomorrowverse finally ending, and then X-Men 97 killing it right now? Well, no opinion on Crisis because I'm not watching those movies, but I hope after the Tomorrowverse ends, we go back to getting standalone DC animated films. That's my hope. But yeah, X-Men 97 is really good right now. It's like really fucking good. That's the reason I want to go back and read for the first time a lot of classic X-Men because it's just so good. What did you read today? Well, I read Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin #2. And I read the first story in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Black, White, and Green. So it was really fun. I think it's at like the top of the stream. I bought Kneel Before Zod #5, but I haven't actually read it yet. But that's on my to read pile after I read Kneel Before Zod #4. Outside of that, I've been reading The Monkey King, like the actual the actual Chinese mythology, like the Monkey King book. It is classic mythology. I feel like I forget that every once in a while. I'll like pick up a new mythology book and I'm like, ooh, mythology, and then I read it and I'm like, oh shit. This was meant to be not read. This was meant to be spoken out loud in like front of a campfire, not read. Reading it feels very weird, but yeah, that's what I'm reading right now. Uh, Justice League International ruined Blue Beetle for years as a badass standalone superhero. DC's answer to Spider-Man or Iron Man, but DC screws it all up. Yeah. Bendis didn't ruin Superman. He did what editorial asked him to do. They're in charge, not the creators. Yeah. Yeah. Ironically, even though Chuck Dixon is ultra right wing, he is mostly good at writing female characters. I like his Babs, his Dinah, his Helena, and he treats Steph way better than most of the 2000s team. Well, that's because I think he creates Steph, if I'm not mistaken. So like, of course, he's gonna treat Steph the best. But yeah, Chuck Dixon's Birds of Prey was really good. Yeah. That is painfully ironic. Emphasis on painfully. Yeah, he does write a really good Bat Family. I agree. I don't like Dixon's take on Bruce himself. I feel like Dixon leans too heavily into the whole Batman's fucking crazy, guys. And it's like, no, I don't. I much prefer the Dennis O'Neil take on Batman, where like he's not crazy, he's just like obsessed. Also, just, I mean, I already made I've talked about this before, but like, in a world where it's normal to dress up in a lycra costume and beat the shit out of people just because you feel like it's the right thing to do, in a world where people just do that routinely, Batman's no crazier than like Wildcat or Green Arrow or the Flash or like Mr. Terrific. He's no crazier than like Hawkman. No crazier than like literally any other superhero in the DC universe. He's no crazier than Superman is. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't like the whole Batman's crazy. I don't like that. Never a big fan of it. I also feel like Chuck Dixon's Batman is pulling very heavily from Dark Knight Returns in like all the worst ways. Like he writes Bruce Wayne like Frank Miller's Bruce Wayne, and I feel like that's missing the point of Dark Knight Returns quite a bit. But it is what it is. Lucy Lane black labeled the mixing pot. Lucy Lane blacked. Oof. Lucy Lane now cast in James Gunn's Superman. It's just Riley Reid singing the N-word on loop. Oh, man. James Gunn 10 years ago would have done that. Actually, not 10 years ago. More like 15 years ago. James Gunn 15 years ago would have done that, too. Oh, man. I hope that movie is alright. That costume is a choice. I thought the more I looked at it, the more I'd appreciate it, but like, nah, it just looks fucking weird to me. It's just a hodgepodge of shit. Like it's the New 52 Jim Lee costume, but also like the Jonathan Case American Alien costume, and they just put them together, and those two flavors should work on paper, but like they kind of don't. I don't know. We'll see how it comes out. I don't know. I just would have like I would have foregone the collar, um, and I wouldn't have like kept the MCUification lines on all over the fucking suit. Like just like the material actually looks pretty good, you know. The cape looks pretty cool. Uh, the boots look a little thick for my liking, but you know whatever. Um, but yeah, no, it looks pretty good. Just get rid of the lines and get rid of the collar, and I think it looks really good. But I don't know. We'll see how it looks in motion. Um, but as of right now, uh, damn, James Gunn really found a way to MCUify Superman. Okay. Um, I like the energy behind the picture though. I will say that. I think the whole uh blue collar, for lack of a better term, approach, where Clark is just he's putting on his boots like he's just putting on a uniform and ready to do a dirty job. It's a job for Superman. It's thankless. It's dirty, but somebody's got to do it. I like that approach to the picture itself. That's pretty cool, but I don't know. That costume is ass. I'm like actually allergic to it. Talking about it makes me like very ill. But let's see. James Gunn said DC animation, comics, and games will be my shared universe. So Korean BD be like, fuck. Dude, I like actually was though. I don't I don't want or need everything in DC to be like a uh interconnected, intertwined, incestuous cesspool of content. I don't need that. I don't want that. I'd rather just I'd, if there's gonna be a Superman movie, cool. Um, I don't need a Superman game to be connected to the movie. Just make a fucking cool Superman game, please. Make a fucking Flash game. Or better yet, make a Green Arrow game. In fact, that's more egregious at this point. We live in a post Horizon Zero Dawn world, and you're telling me we don't have a Green Arrow game? That's fucking embarrassing right there. That's a major L on you, DC Comics. Um, ah, damn, that was a big sneeze. Holy shit! Give me a second. God damn, that suit really fucked me up talking about it. Holy shit. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Um, reflected comic skaters like silver, gold, and bronze age stuff instead of modern stuff. Uh, just because it's new and you can bait outrage on what's coming out that's new. Um, good morning from Bucharest. Good morning. Oh shit! I didn't know you lived in Rome. Yo, what's up? Hey, top of the morning to you. Um, what are you eating for breakfast? I'm always curious what people are eating. Actually, just in general, what are y'all eating right now? I just had some like spinach and potatoes and spam. It's really good. Um, Actually, it wasn't spinach. It was collard greens, but it was green. This is green stuff. Green stuff, good. Green stuff plus potatoes, good. I liked it. This room says, also on manga, I'm kind of tired of the whole comics versus manga meme. I think it's hilarious only in that people will often use that meme to show how confusing American Western comics are. And then they'll, like, show a picture of fucking Dragon Ball and be like, start at chapter 1, bro. As if Dragon Ball is not the most incongruent fucking manga to try and read if you don't know shit about Dragon Ball. Or One Piece, it's like, start at chapter 1, bro. Thanks. That's how many chapters? Oh, yeah. I would say I like Dark Knight Returns more than Batman Year One. I feel that. I like both, but I like Dark Knight Returns more so in that it's like actually a commentary on something, whereas Year One is like just, hey, we need a new origin for Batman. Actually, fuck, hold on a second. This got me. This got me in my feelings. I'm gonna pin this. This is great. I hate you, but this is great. Batman shouldn't be Batgod, more like Sherlock Holmes. Yes. In fact, that's really what I want. In like the new Batman from like the DCU, assuming we get more than like 4 movies, because I don't have a lot of faith in that universe moving forward. But I mean, I've talked about that before, but you know, still, if we do get some DCU Batman, I hope he's less like Arkham Knight, Ben Affleck, animated series Batman, where he's just like a god among insects, and that's on the Justice League. And I hope he's more like the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes, you know, like especially when like you do fight scenes. I want this to be a Batman who, when like a fight scene starts, he's like, left corner pocket, bulge, small caliber pistol. The guy to my right, he has a limp. He's favoring his left arm. He eats sushi, but he has a chopstick lodged up his butthole. He's funneling contraband. I have to take him out first. Like, he's just like assessing people. So then he takes everyone out in like just 3 moves, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, Batman's the greatest badass of all, motherfucker!" But actually, it's just because Bruce Wayne is. His brain is just cycling 1,000,000 minutes a second. Whatever, I don't know. But yeah, he's thinking about everything really fast. So it looks like he's like Deathstroke or whatever the fuck, but he's actually just good at inductive reasoning, or deductive reasoning, or whatever the fuck. He's good at reasoning. Max Landis, Superman suit looked more like a grounded tactical redesign. Yeah, and that's what I kind of liked about it. It was really kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm in a vast minority among a lot of Superman fans. I really like the American Alien Superman costume. I think it's really dope. Hot take, the best Superman look is still t-shirt and jeans. You know, I don't agree, but I respect your grind. I respect the path that you're walking. It's a good flavor. An island survival Green Arrow game would be so cool. Yes, it would. And I don't know why DC hasn't just put forth anything for it. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich with coffee. Oh, yeah. I like that. In fact, that might be my breakfast tomorrow before work. I have to go in super early. In fact, I might end up like closing the stream down a little early tonight because I have to be at work super early. So peanut butter and jelly with coffee doesn't actually sound that bad. Film and YouTube community like implicitly pretentious brown table. Damn, you're just going hard. But brown table high top films say DCEU had better suits, but like they literally have the same over-designed tactical redesigns as the MCU. They do. They really did. Is it so hard to just put someone in like spandex? Not really spandex, but like just any sort of, I don't know, textured material and then superhero costume. I don't know. Like I don't know. I feel like a lot of these costume designers are they're I don't know. It's not that difficult. Sometimes just make Spider-Man look like Spider-Man, and then it's cool. There's a reason Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man costume is like the best Spider-Man costume in live action. I don't know. Same with Ben Affleck's Batsuit from BVS, because it's literally just the Batsuit. it's literally just the Batsuit. Or like Tyler Hoechlin's Fleischer Superman suit. In fact, I'd say all of the Tyler Hoechlin Superman suits are pretty top tier, because it's literally just Superman. You know, it's literally just Superman. I don't know what to tell you, but eating a mac and sneeze. Ooh, ew. I mean, I guess you got to get that like yellow color in there somewhere, but like, yeah, I would just use cheese, but you know, to each their own. My ideal Batman characterization is pretty much Batman from the animated series, seasons 1 through 3, a badass detective who also had its sense of humor. Yeah, that's a really good Batman. I also really like Batman from Brave and the Bold. You know, kind of a hard ass, but you know, I'm funky Batman. I wear bright horizon blue with my gunmetal gray costume. Gunn's DCU Batman. James Gunn's blog and why he hates Batman. Yeah, James Gunn really should stay off Twitter. Yeah. Spandex, more like sports Under Armour tights like MCU Quicksilver. Which honestly could have worked. I don't know. I mean, Ishmahawk did a really good Quicksilver redesign for, they did a Flash versus Quicksilver, like, fan film. In fact, both those designs for Flash and Quicksilver respectively looked really fucking good. I don't know how fan film studios can do it, but major movie studios just can't figure it out. I don't get it, but it is what it is. Thoughts on the previews of My Adventures with Superman Season 2? The animation looks far better. Like, thank Christ. Yeah, the animation looks really good for Season 2. I'm still in love with the concept of My Adventures with Superman. Like, I absolutely love and adore the concept of Superman versus the military-industrial complex and how that puts him at odds with the U.S. government. That's really cool. It's just the show itself sometimes is like it's written in crayon, and that's even with the standard of it being like a show for like 11-year-olds. Like I get that. Like I'm going into it understanding that. But also, you know what else is like for 11-year-olds? Avengers vs. Mightiest Heroes. X-Men Evolution. These are also like for 11-year-olds, and they're like written very well. So I just sort of expect there to be like a certain level of like, you know, we're writing this for all ages. I don't know. I don't do the whole like it's a cartoon, so I can forgive sort of like meh writing here and there. Like no, just I don't know, my adventures with Superman just sometimes I feel like the passion's there, but like the writing talent isn't sometimes. But I hope season 2 the writing is as good of an upgrade as the animation. And the voice acting is also better. I think Jack Quaid really like found his voice for Superman in season 2. He doesn't feel like he's putting it on like he did with season 1. He's actually just talking, and it's like 1,000 times better. Fan film community, screw Marvel and DC Studios. We have our own fan service studios. Yeah. Batman. Yeah, my Batman is also from the 2004 Batman cartoon. He's great. My Adventures with Superman kind of fumbled the villains. Yeah, a little bit. I still remember the whole Silver Banshee thing where like she puts on a helmet and that's how she gets her scream, and I'm like, this is the most, if the CW made a Superman Year 1 TV show type bullshit. So there's a lot of that there, but you know, beyond that, it's a cool show. All ages comics equals random status quo adventures. The answer to people bitching about ongoing continuity in comics, only to eventually bitch about things never changing. Yeah. Hot take: the t-shirt and jeans looks better on Clark than Connor. Well, that sounds like you have a daddy thing going on. But you know, I won't deconstruct that. You know, respect. You know. Kyle's dad's got it going on. You know, be like that sometimes. Or I guess Connor's dad in this case. But alright. 2 hours. Yo. Thanks for 100 episodes. But I'm taking my ass to bed. I got work in the morning. But yo, thanks for stopping by, guys. Much love, and again, thanks for like 100 episodes of being able to do this. This is amazing. I love this. I love talking about all this crazy, silly bullshit with you. It's fun. I love it. And I don't have a wine glass or martini glass or whatever. I got a bottle of water here. Cheers. So, cheers to 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more. And here's to actually like coming up on 1,000 subscribers. I'm looking at those analytics, and that subscriber numbers is rising very rapidly. So we're gonna hit 1,000 subs very soon. So thank you guys for all coming by, and I hope I can keep up with the demand. So thanks for everything, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Adios. Cyclops was right.